Ni hao and hello. In this lesson, we will learn about while loops. A while loop is a special statement that keeps repeating the nested block of code as long as its condition is true, such as in this Python example. So let's create a variable called condition. We'll set it to false, and we'll create a variable called counter, which we will set to 0. So while our condition is false, we can do something like increment the counter, right? So we'll increment it by 1. And we'll print out the counter value. And finally, if the counter value is greater than 5, for instance, we can simply set the condition to true. So let's see this code in action. Let's run it and while loop. Right, so we see our counter increments all the way up to 6, and then it changes the condition to true, thus invalidating our initial statement and ending the while loop. A common use of the while loop in the real world is with polling. Polling is basically when a system repeatedly checks the status of some output until an expected or desired piece of information is present. This is more clearly explained in the pseudocode below. So we can have something like, while specific information is not found, and then we can do check status of this information, right? So something like this. It is important to note that the while loop is a dangerous loop, as it can get caught in an infinite cycle. Now, do not try to run this code, as it may crash your computer. So, for example, we can have something like variable 1 is equal to 4, and while variable 1 is actually equal to 4, which we know it is, we can print something like it is, or whatever you want, right? So, equivalently, we can write something like while true, which is pretty much saying always run this print statement. You know, maybe we can say it is, and the same way we did above. So if I was to run this, it would never end, thus likely crashing your computer, unless you manually kill the process using this stop button right here if you were to run this with PyCharm. So I will show you how to run and kill this process. We have to add a little pause, so we'll use a import statement called time. Now this is a library that you can do a lot of cool things with, especially in terms of time and delays. So, and it's a built-in library, so no need to install anything. And we can simply use our first example and add time.sleep here. And this will basically print our statement and then cause it to sleep for 1 second and repeat this loop forever. Okay, so let's run it. And we can see it's printing, it's printing, it's printing forever. Now, to stop it, we click this beautiful red button over here. And just like that, it's interrupted and the day is saved. So what you have seen here is the user manually interrupting or killing the process. In the next section, we will learn more about how to properly exit an infinite while loop. Congratulations on completing this lesson. With the while and for loops under your belt, you are now familiar with the 2 fundamental control loops used in Python. This will make your code more efficient and legible. In the next lesson, you will learn about special control statements.